Elizabeth joining us on the phone. So you are in West Kelowna. So Elizabeth, how are you doing?
Oh, we're safe. You know, it's an amazing community here in West Kelowna. We are actually in a position right now. We're just off of Highway 97 and West Side Road at the shopping center watching. We have lots of people here watching that live on the hill or looking at their houses with binoculars. What we're seeing is with the winds, it's pretty incredible lots of white smoke, but all of a sudden we'll get these puffs of black smoke, which we assume will either be a house or a vehicle or something like that. So lots of people here watching their houses from far away, safe and out of the way of emergency vehicles.
So Elizabeth, I hear that you were evacuated. Can you walk me through how that whole process unfolded? How did you hear about it? When did that happen?
Well, we actually lived just off of West Side Road and Nancy Way, and so we saw it right away. We saw the smoke. Yesterday, we were on alert all day. We were able to pack a bag of our important things and keep it there. We went to work, and then by the time I got home from work at 5 o'clock, you see that the situation had changed so drastically that people were now everyone was out on the streets looking up. We could see trees candling, and of course, we are just below Rose Valley and where the water reservoir is. So it's with the heat, with the wind, it's pretty unbelievable.
Right, and that reservoir is a new project over there, right? And multi-million dollars. Lots of concerns about that. With the potential of it going up in smoke. So that is indeed something very concerning. So you heard about it, you packed up your bags, and you said you brought some of, your most precious possessions with you. What were some of those things that you brought along with you, Elizabeth?
Well, our passports, because, we love to travel, and if this happens, we have to be prepared. We brought our 2 dogs, German Shepherd, and a small little rescue pup that we have, and just grabbed what we thought we would need for the next couple of days, medicines and things. But, everything can be replaced. So it's important for people to be safe. And we have a great community. There's already, there's probably about 50 people here who are watching their homes, have binoculars out, or looking up at that hill. People have been coming by and dropping off snacks, fresh fruits and water. And so we're all, we're resilient. And the Okanagan is an amazing community, so we're going to get through this, but it is really, now we're just watching and waiting to hear on the updates.
And we have some folks on the line right now. Let's go to Taylor in Kelowna. You've been waiting to speak with us. Taylor, where are you right now?
Hi there. Good morning. I'm in West Kelowna right now, kind of towards Mission Hill, the winery.
And what's your situation where you're at?
So right now I'm staying at a friend's house here. I got evacuated last night around 10 o'clock p.m. Certainly a little tense last night, and we had to pack up and got the evacuation order from my location there. The fires were getting quite close to our house at that point, so I'm not sure how things went overnight there, but the main thing is most of my neighbors had everything packed up and organized, and we all got out with enough time to spare and not be put in a dangerous situation. So thanks for all the emergency crews that were giving us those orders and making sure that everyone was getting out safe.
Absolutely. And so, before you left, were there any measures that you took to try and protect your home as much as you could?
Yeah, it's hard. I'm in a strata. There's about 30 townhouse units where I am. So there's only so much that you can do there. I think for me personally, I was just making sure I had some of the important items that I needed, including my passport, my wallet, laptops and clothes and that sort of thing, and just made sure that I was ready to go if they did come around and say that we had to leave, which they did. And I made sure that I took pictures and a video of everything kind of in my house, just in the event that we have to go that route with insurance, just for my own kind of protection of items and that sort of thing. So just making sure that all of our neighbors were safe, and that everyone was in a position to get out if they needed to as well. So it was good to see everyone rallying around each other and making sure that everyone was doing what they needed to do and what the orders were telling us to do.
I can't imagine what that's like, to take those photos, to see that through the lens and think that potentially you might not be coming home to that. What was that like for you?
Yeah, it's scary, surreal for sure. It's something you don't think is ever going to happen. I know, our area in particular, we've never had fires come that close. It's never really been a concern. So for it to have gotten that close last night and even closer today, obviously I'm not right at the house right now, but I know that the fires were moving down the hill and moving closer to my house and some other houses. So I'm just praying right now that everyone's out, everyone's safe, and a big thank you, obviously, to the forest firefighters and the fire department here in West Kelowna and Kelowna, and all of the emergency services, the RCMP, for going around and knocking on everyone's doors.
Somebody else on the line, we have Matt calling in from Kelowna. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Hi, Matt. So you've lived in Kelowna all your life. What's your thoughts as you're watching this fire unfold?
It's pretty incredible. I've seen and heard about a lot of people being evacuated and seeing lots of video of people losing their houses. It's very sad. And it's just been incredible to watch the wind control this fire and even transfer it across the lake just by the wind and embers. So, yeah, really powerful.
Really powerful. So, Matt, you were watching the fire last night. Where are you situated? And tell me, what were you doing as you watched it make its way over the ridge?
Yeah, we're still just outside of the evacuation zone. So we're in West Kelowna, right overlooking the highway. So if we get evacuated, it means the highway will have been evacuated as well. So hopefully it doesn't get to that point. But, yeah, we kind of overlook across the water to the north end of Kelowna, but we also see the whole mountainside of West Kelowna where the fire started, and watched it crawl down the mountains, and then the wind changed and it started blowing it north towards Vernon's direction, and it ended up crossing the lake and making its way down to the water as well. So that's where a lot of homes we saw burn, is once that fire made its way down to the water where there's lots of lakefront properties.
Right. So you're on the other side of Boucherie Road or Highway 97?
Other side of Highway 97.
Right,
so
okay.
Kind of overlooking Okanagan Bridge in Kelowna and West Kelowna, yeah.
And so, you're pretty calm about all of it. How's your family, how's your household feeling about it?
Yeah, definitely very nervous. I'm on my way home to meet with my wife, who wants to get out of there. We watched last night as traffic backed up across the bridge at 10 o'clock at night. Well, from 8 to 10 o'clock, it was gridlock out there. So many thousands of people were evacuated in West Kelowna. And so I'm sure a lot of surrounding areas that weren't on evacuation order also decided to leave. So, yeah, when you have that many people and you can't get out, that can be scary. So for me, I'm still relatively calm, but we'll see. It seems like the wind has all the control here, so it all depends on the wind right now.
Yeah, it certainly does all depend on that wind. And, speaking of that bridge, I think even on a good day, it's often very packed. So I can't even imagine what it's like to have thousands of people all trying to get across that bridge. And so, Matt, you've lived in Kelowna your whole life. What's it like seeing all of this happen in context of the number of wildfires we've seen over the last couple of years?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. It just reminds me back in 2003 when we also had another large forest fire that took quite a few homes.
So it was a pretty eventful evening. We ended up in Kamloops, BC, staying with some family. Myself and Cody Dunbar, my cousin, she has a dog, and it was a little hard to find a place in Kelowna, but we had lots of friends that were willing to help out. It was just best to leave Kelowna in general and figure out our next steps from there.
And do you know, Preston, the state of your home on the west side?
No. We have no idea what's standing, what's not standing. I know I've seen lots of videos and news updates. We're just sitting and waiting until we get a further update, and who knows when that will be with the rate the fire is going. So kind of just waiting game and hoping for the best.
And do you have plans? Do you have enough? Did you bring enough to last you? Because this could be 1 day, 2 days. It all happened in a big hurry. What are your plans for the next couple of days then, Preston?
Unfortunately, we have not gotten that far yet. Thankfully, I was able to pack a suitcase and with a few clothes and some sentimental things. My cousin Cody, on the other hand, had less time to grab some things. So we're just taking it 1 day at a time. I hope we're able to find a place in Kelowna, whether that's our own place or somewhere else, because I start school August 28th, and my cousin Cody, she just got a position at Kelowna General Hospital as an RN, so we'll see if we can get back in Kelowna soon.
Well, Preston, it's been really good to talk to you. Good luck. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Preston Dunbar. We reached him this morning in Kamloops. He was evacuated from his home off West Side Road around 7:30 yesterday as flames came down the hillside, and he's now evacuated in Kamloops for this foreseeable future.